The ideal communicator and trusted ally, Hanuman. The Rishyamukh mountains stood tall, almost touching the skies. There were thick and extensive forests surrounding the mountains. There was a clear and distinct path visible at the end of the thick forests leading towards the Pampa lake. One day, the Vanar soldiers noticed something different. Two persons were headed that way. They were clad in robes made of bark of tree. Both were well equipped with arms. Sugriv lived on Rishyamukh mountains under the fear of his brother Vali. When the guards informed him about the news of the two strangers, Sugriv summoned Hanuman and said, "I think these two men have been deputed by Vali to kill me. They are well armed and appear extremely strong and skilled. Do go and find out who they are." Hanuman climbed down from the mountain on his king's command. He observed them from a distance. Both resembled each other in appearance, but the elder one appeared to be more intelligent and with an impressive aura of confidence. A tall and well-built body, broad shoulders, long arms, and a variety of arrows in his quivers indicated his valorous background. The younger one also had an impressive aura. He appeared both modest and commanding. His forehead, however, spoke of his aggressive nature. Hanuman heard them referring to Sugriv, Sita, Ravan, Ayodhya, etc. He immediately knew that these two persons must be the princess of Ayodhya. Sita must be the wife of the elder one, and Ravan must have treacherously kidnapped her. It appeared that they were searching for her and wished to meet Sugriv, was what Hanuman thought. He approached them in the guise of a pious Brahmin. He struck a conversation with Lakshman. Very shrewdly, Hanuman gathered all the important information about them. Sri Ram was naturally drawn to the respectful, coherent and focused manner of speech and presentation of Hanuman. After a little while, Ram said, "O learned Brahmin, you speak very logically. You are certainly not an ordinary Brahmin. You seem to be a highly learned and well-versed statesman." Upon hearing this, Hanuman revealed his true self. "O Lord, I am Vayuputra Hanuman. I am King Sugriv's minister. His elder brother Vali has usurped his kingdom and wife and driven him out. Will you assist Sugriv? Sugriv will certainly help you to find out and rescue Sita." Later, when Hanuman visited Lanka, he surrendered to the Brahmastra. Although according to Brahma's boon, even this astra could not harm him. This gave him an opportunity to meet Ravan. Hanuman was tied with thick and heavy ropes and produced before Ravan. The Rakshasa king was furious with Hanuman since he had destroyed the Ashokvan and killed many Rakshasa warriors. Ravan looked at Hanuman with fiercely burning anger, thinking how to punish this Vanar. Hanuman said, "I am the son of Vayu, the deity of wind. I am the minister of Vanar King Sugriv of Kishkinda. Sri Ram of Ayodhya and King Sugriv have become friends. After Sri Ram slew Vali, Sugriv has been crowned the king. I have come to your kingdom Lanka in search of Sita. I have been fortunate to meet her. Unfortunately, your soldiers attacked me and I had to kill them in self-defense. I have received a divine boon that I cannot be killed or even hurt by any weapon. But I wanted to meet you, and that is why I deliberately surrendered to your son's Brahmastra. O king, your personality, wisdom, valor, riches and prowess are all unparalleled. But you lack righteousness. If you had not forsaken the path of dharma, you would have been greater than even Lord Indra, the king of celestials. You have kidnapped Sita, taking recourse to deceit in a cowardly manner when Ram and Lakshman were not present. O Lord of Lanka, it is still not too late. Realize your folly. Return Sita to Sri Ram with grace and dignity. Seek his forgiveness, win his friendship, and thus save yourself and your entire race. Otherwise, your destruction is near. Ravan's anger flared up when he heard these words of Hanuman. He ordered his soldiers to kill Hanuman. However, Ravan's youngest brother Vibhishan intervened and told him that such an act was against ethics and statecraft. Ravan reluctantly agreed and ordered his soldiers to set fire to Hanuman's tail. Hanuman then set the whole of Lanka ablaze and returned to Sri Ram. The Ram-Ravan war had come to an end. Ravan was killed. Vibhishan was crowned the king of Lanka. Ram's 14 years of exile was about to be completed. Sri Ram, accompanied by Lakshman, Sita, Vibhishan, Sugriv, Hanuman and all prominent Vanar warriors left for Ayodhya by the Pushpak Viman. They halted a short distance away from Ayodhya. Sri Ram said to Hanuman, "You have successfully accomplished many missions for me and done them very skillfully. Now I assign you a very delicate mission. You know that Bharat is staying at Nandigram on the outskirts of Ayodhya in a completely detached way. Bharat is great in character, but a period of 14 years can bring about a change in a person's attitude. If one gets an opportunity to enjoy power for a long 14 years period, one may change. So go and meet Bharat, observe him and talk to him. By observing and interpreting his response, you can gauge whether he has really changed. If this is indeed the case, inform me immediately." Hanuman disguised himself as an old man and reached Nandigram. Bharat was preparing a pit of fire. He said to himself, "Sri Ram's exile ends tomorrow morning. He had promised me that he would certainly be back by the stipulated time. If he fails to reach by tomorrow morning, I shall enter the fire in keeping my resolve." Hanuman observed him carefully. Bharat's sentiments and his readiness to enter the fire came from the bottom of his heart. Hanuman was fully convinced about Bharat's sincerity and frankness. He revealed himself in his original form. He told Bharat that Sri Ram had arrived. He briefly told him about the Ram-Ravan war, the conquest of Lanka, etc. Bharat was overjoyed. Hanuman then left to meet Sri Ram, singing platitudes of Bharat.